Hello Virgo, welcome to your reading for the 25th of November until the 2nd of December. It is going to be journal, so please take the bits that resonate and leave the rest. And yeah, let's welcome the Archangels, Ascendant Masters, Light Beings, Spirit Guides, and of course our higher selves to assist with this reading. I'd like to thank all of those beings in advance. Whoever chooses to help us with this reading will be most appreciated. And Virgo, let's see what's going to jump out here. The King of Cups just made an appearance, but I've decided to just, okay, Six of Wands, which did flip. Okay, we're finding out what you're doing at the moment. So I have a feeling people are recognising your efforts, okay, and they're looking favourably upon you there. And the Star, wow, awesome. And this has been really healing for you, okay? So I think people are, helping you at the moment. Other people, you're feeling like you're a part of what's going on and you're being able to offer, your support as well. The Sixes being a number of harmony, okay? Which, yeah, it's quite a Virgoian thing. Okay, we also have strength underneath. This is like your subconscious or your higher self. So you are persevering, you're overcoming obstacles and all sorts of things. Let's just see what else is going to jump out here. Then we'll grab another deck for a few more cards. But these so far very positive for you here, Virgo. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune. So I think, your higher self is sort of realizing that, you're on a cycle and that you are going to be successful at the completion of this cycle and at the beginning of the next cycle. Okay, it's all going to, you have what it takes to get this cycle completed and a new one started. Okay, and it could also be saying that in past lives, you were actually quite a resilient and resourceful person, and that, this is going to, of course, be really useful for you. You're probably continuing on with those qualities and characteristics, okay, in your life and your personality. Let's see what's been recently happening for you here, Virgo. Six of Swords. So maybe you've been doing some meditation. I always think that the six is to do with sort of communication, that type of thing. And also consciousness, high consciousness. And I feel like maybe you've been becoming calmer, okay, if that makes sense. And, moving through the challenges or the choppy waters there to get to the calmer waters. You've been able to do that. Or you have done that just recently, or you've been doing that. Let's see what else is going to jump out here. There's something for Virgo Spirit that's sort of just recently happened. Okay, well, okay, let's have a look. The Knight of Pentacles. So I think you're either making some plans or you're making some careful steps and choices at the moment. Okay, you're feeling fairly positive and optimistic, and I think you have things well in hand, okay, with regard to your life, and I think you're feeling into that. And Magician, this is your, inner resources. And maybe these are all things that you've been moving towards a greater recognition of within yourself. Maybe you are now recognizing your, your talents and your skills, all your inner resources. And with the Emperor too, that sometimes talks about, this ability to create the structure that you want and the balance that you want in life. But it can also mean that you've been able to maybe delegate or organise things better, okay? Maybe you're getting more organised, or maybe you have a plan to be more organised or something of that nature. Let's see what you're hoping for. The Hierophant. Okay, so this is quite a spiritual energy. Also just appeared for Leo. Okay, Virgo. So yeah, you're sort of, and here we have the Two of Cups. Yeah, I think with regard to your higher self, you're looking to come into more alignment with your true self. Okay, that's what I'm getting from that. Let's grab the next deck here, and we're going to look at some possible outcomes. So given that you're, you are sort of going through some healing, you have recognition there, you have, a lot of inner strength, and you're going through completing cycles successfully, and that you are kind of, moving forward into, I think, a greater understanding of yourself and what you have to offer here. Let's just see what might transpire as a result. Wow, Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, you're going to be able to kind of create a really nice life here. You're going to be able to sustain a meaningful, happy life. Okay. If you're not already Virgo, it simply means this reading could be, if you are already doing that, then this reading is confirmation that you are on the right track. Let's have a look. I'm also seeing some synchronicities here in terms of that Nine of Pentacles is looking to, so I'm going to grab this, looking to the higher, this is looking to a bird, so she's looking up to the higher consciousness. Okay, so whatever you are going to be stepping into or whatever you're planning for, Virgo, is going to really help you to lift your frequency and move into a beautiful connection with your higher self. Really good stuff. Okay, and Justice, yeah. And it's, it's just going to be right for you, okay? It's going to be in alignment with your personal truth. We're going to also grab now some guidance from Spirit. Okay, the first one to flip there I'm going to take because it jumped out by itself, and we have the Queen of Cups. So Spirit's saying, Queen of Cups, suggesting that you do some meditation, use your imagination, use your intuition, Virgo, your creativity. Okay, really almost move into this inner artist kind of dream realm at times when you feel that you need to. Because it's part of your soul, okay? And it's definitely an aspect of your soul and your higher self that is looking to express through that consciousness. Okay, there we go. Another guidance from Spirit, Hanged Man, yeah. Take time out to do this, okay? That's what Spirit's saying. Because your consciousness here, the Hanged Man is like sort of an enlightened energy, but it always reminds me of sort of, well, it can be an encouragement to kind of not do the complete opposite to what we normally do, but it's sort of like, how we can sort of be in survival mode and we just go through the motions, okay? It's almost like flipping that on its head and saying, instead of just going through the motions and doing all the stuff that needs to be done, it's about then going into Virgo, into your own consciousness, your own soul energy, your creativity, your intuition, and your spirituality, your own spirit connection, and just really tuning into that and exploring it more, okay? Because you definitely have the inclination to do that, and you have the ability to do that, okay? And I've forgotten, I was just supposed to look at the bottom of the deck, so for some reason I was going to just shuffle that. And here we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is mutable earth, which I think is Virgo energy. So here you are, Virgo, at peace, contentment, and, in nature, in your element here, the earth element. Really beautiful card. So, yeah. That's the general theme of the reading, Virgo, is that you're moving into a greater sense of peace and accomplishment, but in a whole-souled way, okay? And here we have the Sun on the bottom of this deck, so a lot of confidence and joy and happiness coming in. This reading is just fantastic for you. And wow, the Magician. We've got two Magicians here, okay? So that's really, Virgo, about you. We did mention that you were coming into a greater realization of all of your talents, skills, gifts, and abilities, but I think this is going to go from strength to strength, okay? This is really accentuating, and Spirit's wanting to emphasize that because you have that twice in your reading. And now we're just going to grab a card for the center here, or a card or two, just as, you know, like a central theme. But these cards are all, well, that was going to slide off, wasn't it? Awakening. Wow. Yeah. This reading's bang on and it flows beautifully for you, Virgo. Okay. Yeah, I've got that right way. Yes. Awakening, and it says, look at things from a different perspective, a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. Yes. And I'm not sure if this is, yeah, I think this would be Judgment in this deck, but it almost looks like a Hanged Man, doesn't it? Because this is sort of upside down, but it's about looking at it from a new perspective. Okay. But yeah, very much you, Virgo, kind of, you know, coming into alignment here. And, you know, going through the healing that you need to go through, coming into, you know, I guess a closer relationship with yourself, with your higher self. And yeah, let's look at the bottom of the deck here. Queen of Earth. Can you believe it? We've just had that here. Queen of Pentacles. The readings lately have been doubling up on a lot of things, and I feel like this is just really beautifully synchronous for you, Virgo. Queen of Air again, it says thoughtful, creative, warm and sensible. And that's probably you to a T. Obviously not the extent of it, but, you know, that's a really beautiful energy for you here, Virgo. Let's read underneath. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Excuse me. And that's also about being kind to yourself. Okay, you have all the, you know, you have what it takes here. You're making plans. You're dotting the I's and crossing the T's and getting all those details covered. But I mean, moving into Emperor and Magician energy, man, that's pretty awesome. Okay, really powerful stuff. Let's pop that at the center. Beautiful. Awakening into your own true, authentic self. Just awesome. We hardly actually really need to clarify anything. Other than, let's just, what should we do, Spirit? Let's clarify that Wheel of Fortune underneath in the Strength card. But everything else is just really awesome for you here. Let's just clarify that Wheel of Fortune. Thanks, Spirit. Okay, the Devil. Yeah, you've been overcoming, you know, if things that, you know, conditioning that has held you back in the past, it's not going to in the future, because this is like, you know, a new cycle. Okay, you're letting go of unhelpful attachments, unhelpful ideas, unhelpful beliefs, unhelpful values. You're really kind of processing it all. And letting go of a lot of stuff, because that's what the strength with the Devil is like. Boom. Okay, the strength is what overcomes this, right? And I think that's what you're doing there, Virgo. Yeah, we might just grab a card for the Six of Wands and the Star at the top there. Six of Wands, which is, you know, the public recognition and the success. It can also suggest that, you know, there's some deeper healing going on, but it could even be that the more you heal, the more recognition you will receive. Oh my God. The more healing you do, the more recognition you will receive. Star and Star. Okay. Yeah, just fantastic. Virgo, there's not really much more that I can say about that, other than, you know, keep doing the good work. You have on the bottom of this deck, you have Three of Cups, a lot of joy coming in as well. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap it up there. I hope that's been helpful. I look forward to our next reading. In the meantime, have a great day, a great week, and you are bang on track here, Virgo, for your awakening and moving into your beautiful, authentic, true self and soul, high self energy. Yeah, see you next time. Bye for now.